Welcome back to the Nash Potatoes Outdoor Show. Today, I'm in South Fork, Colorado. I'm going to show you a section of the Silver Thread Scenic Byway while I tell you about some of the more unique points of interest. The Silver Thread Scenic Byway is 117 miles long. Google Maps says it takes 2.5 hours to drive, but you should allow more like 3 or 4 hours. Colorado is home to 26 scenic and historic byways, 13 of which are also federally designated as America's Byways. The Silver Thread Byway was designated as a National Scenic Byway in 2021. Highway 149 remained a dirt road until 1968, when paving began between Creede and Lake City. The last stretch was paved in the Santa Maria Reservoir area in 1983. The byway was recently extended on the north end from Lake City to Blue Mesa Reservoir. Today, the Silver Thread Scenic Byway spans the entire length of Highway 149. This historic route carries you on a 117-mile journey from the town of South Fork through Creede and Lake City and ends at the Blue Mesa Reservoir. The towns of both Creede and Lake City remain strewn with abandoned mining structures, most of them accessible via rugged backcountry roads. From beginning to end, it is a historical route with astounding beauty, recreational abundance, and a varied and unique geology. Elk, deer, moose, and bighorn sheep are often seen along the highway. There are several marked stopping points along the byway and beautiful views with every turn. It weaves in and out of towns filled with remarkable stories pulled from a rich history, alluring outdoor adventures, and stunning scenery. Outdoor enthusiasts will find plenty to do. Between two wilderness areas and numerous 14ers, camping, fishing, hiking, rafting, and biking are popular activities. The winter months provide ice fishing in the reservoirs, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, and snowmobiling on mapped and maintained trails. So, I did a ton of research about this area, which I'm excited to share with you today. Our journey will begin in South Fork, Colorado. We'll work our way north through Creede, Lake City, and then end up at the Blue Mesa Reservoir near Gunnison. I'll be highlighting 8 different points of interest. If you plan on actually visiting this scenic byway, I'd recommend visiting www.silverthreadbyway.com. They have a list of 29 points of interest for you to check out. I'll put a link in the description of this video. So, my first recommendation is the Wheeler Geologic area. This pull-off arrives at about the 14-mile marker. The Wheeler Geologic area provides views of exquisite land formations. This remote area is out of this world beautiful. Be sure you have a 4-wheel drive vehicle to travel to this area, and be prepared to hike a few miles where the road ends. This national monument was established by Teddy Roosevelt in 1911, but was later designated a wilderness area because so few people could make the difficult trek to such a remote area. So, let me give you some directions. First, from Highway 149, you'll turn onto Forest Service Road 600, which is also called Pool Table Road, and drive 9 miles to Hanson's Mill Campground. From there, it's either an 8.5-mile hike or a 14-mile drive through rough terrain. Keep in mind that distance is doubled since you'll be going there and back. You should know that high-clearance 4-wheel drive vehicles are recommended. Also, users have reported a large number of downed trees along this trail. At about the 21-mile mark, you'll reach the historic town of Creede. Creede was born on the wings of a flourishing silver market. It was Colorado's last silver mining camp with a wild and rambunctious reputation. During the height of Creede's mining boom, it was said to be one of the wildest mountain towns in the West. It was home to a 2-mile-long street that consisted mainly of saloons, gambling houses, and brothels. Creede boomed in 1890, sometimes adding up to 300 people a day. Prior to the silver panic of 1893, about half of the nation's silver was coming from Colorado, and with the discovery of silver in Creede, Colorado's silver production increased exponentially. Abandoned when the silver prices dropped in 1893, the next years brought major floods and fires. The winters of this area were harsh, and in 1848, John C. Fremont lost 1/3 of his men. In the winter of 1873, Alfred Packer was the sole survivor to return from his exploration of the mountains, supposedly eating his companions. Between silver and cannibalism, the region of the Silver Thread Scenic and Historic Byway is rich in history. While in Creede, there are 3 sites you should be sure to visit. The Bachelor Loop Historic Tour is a 17-mile self-guided driving tour down a gravel road through the historic mining district above Creede. This tour takes you across mine locations from the 1890s and abandoned ghost towns that once rivaled Creede in size. Another fascinating attraction in Creede is the Underground Mining Museum. Exhibits are offered in rooms and tunnels inside a mountain, giving you an authentic look at the subterranean life of miners. Also, be sure to catch a show at the historic Creede Repertory Theater, which USA Today called one of the 10 best places to see the lights way off Broadway. At about the 48-mile marker, you'll reach Forest Service Road 510. A short distance down this road is an observation site of the North Clear Creek Falls, where you can view gallons of water crashing over the side, creating a magnificent waterfall. It might be even better in the winter when the falls are frozen and suspended in animation. This worthwhile detour will take your breath away. The North Clear Creek Falls are one of the most photographed waterfalls in Colorado. At about the 62-mile marker, you'll reach Slumgullion Pass at an elevation of 11,530 feet. It has the steepest grade of any continuously paved road in Colorado. If you're in search of some fantastic leaf peeping, this is your best bet. Just 2 miles further, at about the 64-mile marker, you'll reach the Slumgullion Earth Flow. On Google Maps, it's called the Slumgullion Slide. This earth flow is a National Natural Landmark. The slow-motion landslide was so massive and cataclysmic that it created a natural dam and blocked the lake fork of the Gunnison River, ultimately forming Lake San Cristobal. Moving at the speed of molasses, the earth flow is the result of unstable soils that shift up to 20 feet per year. You'll notice full-grown pine trees at off angles, evidence that this lumbering slide is still at work. Just before the town of Lake City at mile marker 69, you'll reach the aforementioned Lake San Cristobal. A short hike is required to view Lake San Cristobal, but is well worth the walk. The overlook offers a view of Colorado's second largest natural lake and surrounding peaks. As I briefly mentioned a minute ago, its placid beauty has an unusual twist. It was formed only 800 years ago from the damming of the valley by the Slumgullion earth flow. Just 2 miles further down the road at mile marker 71, you'll reach the historic town of Lake City. This picturesque town has over 200 buildings in the historic register. Lake City not only serves as an outstanding base of operations for outdoor adventures, but also serves as one of the largest collections of preserved buildings from the 1870s. Stroll through the heart of town and you'll quickly get a sense for Lake City's authenticity. At the end of your drive, at mile marker 116, is the Blue Mesa Reservoir. This 20-mile-long reservoir is a popular recreation area for anglers, boaters, hikers, campers, and swimmers. In the summer, you'll be able to lie on the beach and go for a swim in the bright Colorado sun, or fish for salmon and trout from the bow of your boat. Colorado's largest body of water is a must-visit and the perfect end to your Silver Thread journey. Before I let you go, I found some additional information. 5 bullet points that I think you'll find to be quite interesting. Number 1, the Silver Thread is a well-maintained, paved highway suitable for two-wheel drive vehicles and is open year-round. Number 2, the byway ranges from gently rolling straightaways to hairpin turns and traverses 2 high mountain passes. The Spring Creek Pass at 10,901 feet and Slumgullion Pass at 11,530 feet. Number 3, the north side of Slumgullion Pass has an incline of 9.4%, making this the steepest paved highway in the state. All drivers should use low gear when descending this pass. Number 4, motorcyclists should use extra caution on the Silver Thread due to loose gravel that may be on the pavement. Number 5, watch for deer, elk, moose, bighorn sheep, and other animals that may be in the road. I also found 3 trip tips that will be helpful as well. Number 1, cell service can be particularly spotty to non-existent on some parts of this byway, so be sure to let someone know where you're going and have your directions handy. Number 2, though the road is stunning in summer and winter, the fall foliage is when the byway truly shines, with trees turning spectacular oranges, reds, and yellows. Number 3, this byway only requires two-wheel drive. There are EV charging stations at least every 100 miles within the start and end of this byway. So, in this video, I only recorded about 20 miles going from South Fork to Creede. In a future video, I'm hoping to record the rest of it with my GoPro mounted on the outside of my windshield for a much better experience. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching the Nash Potatoes Outdoor Show. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and keep an eye open for some upcoming videos, including one of both the historic mining town of Creede and the underground mining museum, which is also in Creede. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We will see you next time.